What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today is MacBook Air day. Today we've got the newest and latest MacBook Air with Apple's new M2 chip. Now, we know that the M1 was a game changer when it came to laptops, just PCs overall. M1 changed the game, and Apple's already on their second iteration. And we'll talk more about this chip and where you can expect it to fall in line with all the other chips that Apple has come out with recently. But first, let's unbox this guy, take a look at it, and check out this new color. We've got the midnight color, and I am very excited. Let's pop this thing open real quick. Here we have it. And I like the new design. Now, we'll get into this in just a second, but I just love how flat this feels. This feels really good.
Is this the Air?
Yeah.
This is. Do the
Oh no, it doesn't taper off anymore. Now, all right, Jay, you twisted my arm. I'll show you. So here we have it. Oh man, that midnight is so nice. So now, as you can see, Jay, it's one completely flat body. It no longer, gets really small at the end. I'm here for it though. So we've got the official Midnight MagSafe 3 cable. Now there are 4 colors that the new Air comes in. So we've got Midnight, we've got Starlight, as well as Space Gray and Silver. So we've got 4 different colors, and each one comes with a MagSafe that matches it. So we've got our MagSafe cable over here. We of course have the standard paperwork, quick start guide, stickers. Oh, are these midnight or are they just black? That's the thing about midnight. And under certain conditions, it just looks like a black laptop. But in the right lighting, you can definitely see there's a lot of blue here. So I think this is blue. I think the other colors will have stickers that match. Okay, so the charging brick. Now I know there's an option for, yes. So we got the charging brick with 2 USB-C ports. So that is an option if you want to get the 2 ports or you want the single one. This is really nice because not only can you charge your MacBook, but if you've got an iPhone that you want to charge as well, you go ahead, plug both into the same charger, and boom, you're charging. It's a 35-watt charger, so you'll definitely be able to fast charge your iPhone, and you'll of course get normal charging speeds with your laptop, but if you're using both at the same time, it splits between the 2. So that's about it in the box, of course, but I am really excited for what we've got here. So we got new MagSafe for the MacBook Air. We've got the new color, new charging. But now let's take a look at this bad boy. As we mentioned before, it's got that new design. So now it's got a completely flat body, and on the inside, oh yeah, that's that good sound. We've got a 13.6-inch display, but I don't know if you guys can tell right now, it's got that notch. I personally don't care about the notch after using the 16-inch for so long. It doesn't matter. They just added more real estate up top. As you can see, we've got smaller bezels around the screen, and it looks really, really good. Oh, this is Yo, Midnight looks amazing with the screen on. Wow. I have not seen, I don't think we've seen a color this dark on a MacBook in a long time.
In a long time, yeah. I mean, the first.
Yeah, they had the black back in the day and then like that pure white, but yeah. Oh man. Oh. Kevin, have you seen one of the older MacBooks?
So you said someone said black?
That Kevin's like, I was like 7 maybe.
Yes. I remember Space Gray was a big deal when that came out, honestly. And this looks, I think, way better.
Yeah, no, this absolutely trumps Space Gray, for sure. That's one thing though, these fingerprints, I feel like you can see them a little bit more with a darker color. Like, check that out, you see that pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
All right, so for those of you curious about like, what are all the changes with the new MacBook Air? So of course, we went over the color already. We went over the fact that it has the 13.6-inch display with the, I guess, notch. We also have a 1080p camera in there. So now this should be one of the best cameras you can get on a Mac currently. We've got 2 Thunderbolt ports on the left side, as well as that MagSafe. And on the right side, we also have a headphone jack, and our power button now also features Touch ID. They also changed the function keys, they're now larger. So instead of being like half keys like we saw with like the arrow keys, these are now full function keys, which is definitely a welcome addition. Not to mention the biggest and most important thing, M2. And we'll talk about M2 and what this thing is capable of after we try a few things with it. All right, you guys, so we got to spend some time with the new MacBook Air, got to put it through its paces a bit. So of course, we got to talk about this M2 chip and just how well it performs, especially compared to the previous M1. Now, you guys know us. We are video creators, so naturally, that's what we use to test the power of the M2. And with a 7-minute 4K project, we were able to export one of our videos in 3 minutes and 42 seconds. And the same project with M1 on the previous MacBook Air finished at 4 minutes and 29 seconds. And while it might not seem like a massive difference, it's actually still really impressive to see this kind of improvement here. Now, for some of you, that might have just been some mumbo jumbo. You don't know what these numbers mean. If you just want to know straight up what the hierarchy is, which one is better than which. So we've got the M1 at the base. Since it's still available, we'll still count it. And then we have the direct successor, the M2, I think goes right above that. And then we start seeing the other chips like the M1 Pro, M1 Max, and then M1 Ultra. So those higher end chips that we saw in like the MacBook Pros, the new Mac Studios, those are all going to be still at the top of the food chain right now. But when it comes to the Air getting a new version of itself, this is a pretty big upgrade. I honestly feel like with these new chips, if I had to advise somebody looking to buy a new laptop and they asked me, hey, is the M2 good? It's a very easy yes. Like for everyday people, this is all you need, honestly. Even if you wanted to do a little bit more, these are powerful enough that if you did want to get into video editing, photo editing, anything professional like, you're gonna be able to do it with this. And I think it isn't until you get to like the really high professional stage that you might start looking into some of the higher tier options that Apple offers. So M2 does what any successor should do, and that's provide more power and pretty much the same efficiency with a completely new body. So this one does have a bigger display, has more power, but it still gives you the same amount of battery life as the original MacBook Air. So you're not gonna be missing out on the battery side of things, which is great because you still benefit with all of the other things that M2 brings, as well as that big display. Now that's M2, but let's talk about this MacBook Air, just kind of owning it, right? So I really like the midnight color, but I will say this thing is a fingerprint magnet, you guys. So with the lighter MacBooks, you really couldn't see fingerprints to this degree, but I feel like on the darker ones, you absolutely, you can't miss it. Oh, Jay's gonna, there you go. Jay's got the magic hands for this kind of stuff. But yeah, you'll definitely be noticing a lot more fingerprints on this darker midnight color. Is that enough to deter you from buying one? That's up to you. Personally, I would still buy it. Would it drive me a little bit crazy? Because I'm the kind of guy who's gonna bust out the microfiber, wipe it down whenever I see the fingerprints, but I think the color is so good, it's worth it. Thank you, Jay, you read my mind. See, now you gotta wait. You gotta wait for me to finish. But I also just like the fact that this new liquid retina display is a bigger display, 13.6 inches versus the original 13.3. So you get a bigger display, brighter than the previous version as well. And the sound that comes from this is also really impressive. Even though this is a really thin laptop, it's got 4 speakers built into it. So audio comes in very clearly, very clean. You know, you've also got the upgraded FaceTime camera, so you got better quality there. And all the spatial audio is also pretty impressive. With that 4 speaker system within here, spatial audio content like that you'll find on like Apple TV Plus is actually a pretty cool experience. It's a lot better than I would have originally given it credit for until like I really sat down and tried it. it sounds pretty impressive. Not to mention having MagSafe is a really nice addition here because it does open up the 2 Thunderbolt ports for accessories or anything else you might want to do. That is huge, I think. But like with most of the Apple devices with their new silicon, this is a very easy device to recommend. I think if someone's looking to purchase a laptop and they're like, I want to get the MacBook Air, but I don't know. Listen, it's gonna do everything you want it to do. It's just a matter of, do you want M1 or do you want M2? The M1 is still very, very capable. I've said it before, but I recently purchased the M1 MacBook Air for my dad, and I don't have any regrets. I know he's not gonna take advantage of all the stuff that the new MacBook Air has, so I'm fine with that because I can still walk away knowing he has a really good device with great battery life, can handle anything he's gonna do on it. But if you want a little bit more, maybe you just want the newer design, maybe you want the newer colors, you want the MagSafe if you got kids running around, you don't wanna drop your laptop while working from home, you got a really, really good option here. It starts at $200 more than this guy, and I do feel like it is completely worth the money. You guys saw just how much power it had from our video editing test. This thing is extremely capable, and it's something that even we could use here with no problem just to get our work done. But that about wraps it up, guys. Hopefully this helped you make a decision. If it did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. Do we like the color, guys?
I like it.
Now, do you care about the fingerprints? You care? Would that,
It's fine.
huh?
I'm looking at the screen, not the back.
I hear that. Would that stop you from buying it though?
Color Pro.
It would stop you? What about you?
Oh,
Jay?
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's 3-1, sorry, Dom.
I'll take some.
It's also, give me a silver one, that's fine with me.